Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the championship race for season number 9, NSRA Sunday Select here on Victory Lane Broadcasting from Daytona Superspeedway. 80 laps of racing to determine who's going to win tonight. Will it be Paul Servant, our favorite Canadian in the 3 Oreo car? Vince Guerrero, the newcomer in the 14 Budweiser? Mark Mann in that 04 Batman Mobile? Cody Nagels in that number 6 car? One of those four is going to win it. They're all here tonight, out there qualifying right now for pit stall position as they get ready to go here tonight. We're at Daytona here tonight. They're going to be under the lights at the end of the race. We're going to start in the sunset time and perfect conditions, as always in iRacing tonight. Again, 4 guys going for a championship. Should be a great time. Like I said, right now they're qualifying. Let's see what they got going on. There's not necessary to qualify. So we'll see what happens right now. No one out there qualifying. A little bit of difficulty right now with the camera, so I'll be right back in just a sec. All right, we're back and hopefully all fixed up. We're going to see what goes on tonight. Here is how we're going to start this race. Cody Nagels, championship contender in the 6th car on the pole outside. His teammate Vince Guerrero in that 14. In row number 2, BK Brian Anderson in that 32. Outside of Brian Anderson, Les Levy in that 62. In the 3rd row, Paul Servant in the 3. And outside of Paul, Dana Osborne in the 8. And row number 4, Dusty Burkhart in the 69. Outside Dusty, Rob Connors in the 9. In row number 5, Russ Hancock in that 343. Outside of Russ, Rick Seabrins in the 4. In row number 6, David Overstreet in the 46. Outside David Overstreet, the other championship contender, the 04 of Mark Mann. And in 13th, not really out there, it's just me, Steve Herman, in the 7-11. Not racing tonight. So we have 12 cars out there. All 4 of our championship contenders are out and getting ready to race. And this is a Season 9 championship. We'll get that all fixed here in a second. Boom, just like that. As these guys are gridding up and getting ready to go racing, pace car is taking off. On this formation lap. Again, 80 laps of racing here tonight. 6 to 14, the front row. 2 competitors for the championship. A couple rows behind them, you got the number 3 Oreos, Paul Servant. And in the back of the field, the 04 Mark Mann. He knows he has time, 80 laps to go. These guys have 50% fuel loads, 2 fast repairs. There's 2 green-white checkers if we need them, and they have unlimited tires. Again, this is the last race, season number 9. It's been a good one in these next-gen cars. Let's see how this thing ends up. And their pace car will come off here as they get out of turn number 4. Flagman controls all starts. Brian Anderson and Cody Nagels. Some good luck pushes there on this formation lap. As we get ready to roll. Green flag is out. We're racing. Cody Nagels out there with the push from Brian Anderson on his way. They race to turn number 1. Only 12 cars here tonight as the 6 car Nagels with Anderson and Servant able to get up there. And that preferred line right there, the top line, is where you want to be. So the 6 car will lead. Anderson in the 32 behind him. You got Paul Servant and Vince Guerrero right there, now 14, so 3 of the top 4 are your chasers. Here comes Les Levy on the low side. Trying to make some things worth with Dana Osborne, trying to get that bottom line rolling. Dana's going to slide up to the top. Les going to be all by himself. Let's see what he decides to do. Here comes the 9 car of Rob Connors, who's raced a couple times this season with us. Good to see him back. David Overstreet getting with him too, but up top you have Rick Seabrins and the last of our contenders, that 04, that black and red Batman car, Mark Mann. Mark Mann has won 1 season championship, so looking for a second. Would love to get a second. Everyone else would be their first time. Cody Nagels continues to lead this field. Brian Anderson, Paul Servant, Vince Guerrero right there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Markman in the back, just kind of taking it easy. No so long race. It's a smaller field, so you'd expect more green flag runs here, quite frankly. Les Levy's still trying to make that bottom side work. If anything else, you stay out of harm's way down there as the other 9 cars up there nose to tail in case there's a checkup. We're having some communication problems earlier, so I'm going to see if those are fixed at all. See what happens as we get here down to lap number 4. Cody Nagels still in the lead. The bottom side getting a little bit more traffic down there with Mark Mann or Rick Seabrans deciding to join the crew down there. Looks like Rob Connors wants to join as well. Dusty Burkhart in that 69 Tennessee Vols car. And Russ Hancock there. You know, half the field on the bottom. Let's see if they can make any progress. Les is going to try to lead them, but that top line pretty strong, and top line, that front 5 staying up towards the top. Here comes David Overstreet and Mark Mann up top as well. Les Levy thought about it. Maybe he was taking a little bit of a side draft to kind of stall the momentum, but those guys are going. Taking a look right now at that number 8 Navy Chips Ahoy Dana Osborne. Here comes Overstreet, Mann, and Seabrans. Les Levy and company have got to be careful that they do not lose the pack there. David Overstreet coming. You got Mark Mann pushing. You got Rick Seabrans right there. Nagels continues to lead right there. Brian Anderson, Paul Servant, Vince Guerrero, and Dana Osborne. That top 5 there in that upper line. Then you have David Overstreet, Mark Mann, Rick Seabrans. Here comes Les Levy and Dusty Burkhart. Russ Hancock and Rob Connors falling behind. Hope they catch it. I think Rob Connors may have just lost the draft. He's down about 8 miles an hour, and he's coming down pit road. 7 laps in. Russ Hancock's back there. Looks like Rick Seabrans is going to trail back a little bit, maybe catch him up a little bit if he can. Right now, Russ is going about the same speed as Rick. Cody Nagel still up front. We're in car with Cody. Lap number 7. Still quite a way. And number 9, Connors, he's out. Drops the draft and he leaves. So he's out of this race. Everyone else bunched up here at the front. Oh, Paul Servant. The little help from the 8. And we're under caution in lap number 8. There's the 6 car. Cody Nagels led every lap today. We'll go back and take a look at Paul. I don't think he has much damage at all. Yeah, I hate to see that. I don't think he's got damage. He should be all right. Coming under yellow. That car all fixed up. He spun it out a little bit. And he's all right. No harm, no foul. Yellow comes out. So he should be all right. Cody's slowing it down here. We're waiting for the pace car. Or did something happen with Cody? It says he crashed, but I don't believe he did. Nah, he just slowed on the track. He's fine. Everyone's coming in for service now. We're all good. This is where qualifying up top is always a benefit. Get your fuel and get out, get out in front of everybody else. Let's see if this stuff is working. Talk to one of our competitors. Hey Mark, this is Steve. You got me?
What's up, Steve?
So what's the plan for tonight? I mean, I didn't expect to see that caution at all. I mean, would that surprise you?
Right, I guess.
I feel like this kind of a field's small.
It's easy to turn that car in front of you, though.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when Dana does it to you, right?
Yeah, right. His own teammate.
So
no Daniel Holloway tonight.
I know. What's the plan for tonight for you? Just to kind of hang out and just...
Yeah, you know, I got one eye on this football game. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna hang out.
It's 2020.
Yep. Get till the end of this race, and I guess you're gonna have to try to make the move late, because, I mean, I think we're just gonna be single file for a while.
You just gotta keep a draft, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, man, good luck out there. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again, okay?
Heck yeah, man.
All right, Mark, have a good one.
All right, later, Herb.
There was Mark. Mark's talking about the AFC Championship. Fourth quarter, 20-20 Bengals and Chiefs. Looks like the Bengals just scored, so all tied up into the fourth quarter. For all you Eagles fans, 2 more weeks to celebrate till the Super Bowl. See if you guys can win another one, or if the AFC will take it back. Shall see. Don't know what's going on with my display here. For some reason it switched off my thing, so I apologize if I wasn't showing the race. Here we are. It looks like it's back up. I'm a noob. Struggling out here. Cody Nagel's going to lead these guys to green. Got the 14 of Vince Guerrero outside of him. Brian Anderson behind the 6 again, just like the start. You got Russ Hancock up there, Dusty Burkhart, Mark Mann, and Dana Osborne. Paul Servant, Les Levy, Rick Seabrans, and David Overstreet on the bottom side. Pace car is off, about to go back to green here. Taking the green flag, and we'll start lap 11. Green flag is out. Brian trying to push that 6, and he's done. The 14 with a really slow start there. Russ Hancock, Mark Mann slide up to the top. There goes Nagels and Anderson there. Well, they're going to stay on the bottom for now. Going to team up with the 14, I'm sure. Here comes Vince Guerrero down the bottom side. As they kind of take the middle lane. Russ and Mark just staying up there along the wall. Burkhart getting up there. Rick Seabrans, Paul Servant back in the back. Racing side by side. See what Paul does. Paul's going to slide behind Rick. So is David Overstreet again. That line is the line you want. Right now, Cody Nagels, Brian Anderson, and the 14 of Vince Guerrero leading that bottom line to get Cody up towards the front, but More momentum for that 343. Tries to slide around. The 6 cars gonna get pushed all the way to the back. Oh, contact between the 6 and the 69. No harm, no foul. We're all good. And Nagels will slide down there all the way to the back on the bottom side as he gets shuffled around. Now Rick Sebrin's leading that high line. Russ Hancock behind him. So we're going to go 3 wide in turn number 3. Rick leading that top line. That middle line just not going anywhere right now. Vince Guerrero and Brian Anderson, but I think they're trying to collect the 6 car, and they have him. They're back on that top side. And David Overstreet making a push on the bottom side, shuffled all the way to the back. So back to single file. 13 laps in. 67 to go. This is where you might see some single file action here. Here goes Les Levy again. David Overstreet on the bottom again. Not like they're trying to go to the front, but again, less cars in a single file line, less likely to have some big checkup, and maybe you be at the back, be caught by surprise. Don't want that. On the back, front stretch of the tri-oval, still Rick Sebrin's leading this thing. Rick was in our chase, so was Russ Hancock in that 343, just didn't quite make the final 4. Trying to shuffle that 0-4 to the lead or to the front. Right now, Mark Mann holds the keys for this championship. Paul Servant, 2 cars behind Mark. And the 14 and the 6 of Guerrero and Nagels at the back, just biding their time. Lots of race to go. Lots of green flag pit stops, hopefully. And we can crown a champion. "15 laps down." Les Levy and David Overstreet making some good progress here. On that bottom side, just the 2 of them. And again, there's not a lot of cars here tonight, so that kind of move may have good effect here at the end of the race. So see if some of these guys keep that in mind as they watch. We're watching the 3 car, Paul Servant. You see that 62 come in screen right there with 46 Overstreet. Slowly but surely kind of making their way forward. Just biding time as Rick Sebrin's up there. Mark Mann up into the wall. He must be watching the TV too much. This car is really loose on that outside. He's really up against that wall, using that car up. Les and David still trying to side draft a little bit off those guys and keep themselves up there. Get a little bunched up. Paul Servant with problems again. Into the wall. 4 or 5 cars involved. Caution is out. Again, the 3 car not having any luck tonight. Again, turned and eventually leading into the wall. This one will probably for sure require some, maybe a fast repair this time, I would imagine. It's just a big checkup. You see it happening right there between the 343 and the 9. A little bit of a checkup. And that's why Les and David are on the bottom. We're gonna watch it. We'll watch it from Paul's perspective, and we'll go back behind him. Check up right there. Someone in the wall. Dana gets in the back of the 3, and then Paul comes back and takes a bite out of the 8 a little bit. Dana with some damage. You hear his engine. Under yellow. Lap number 18. Everyone coming down for service. Dana will take the black flag, and he just came into the pits right away. The 3 car has been involved in 2 incidents in these first 20 laps. Hate to see teammates go at it like that. Of course, not intentional at all. Big checkups, and these cars really hard to gauge when you got these big checkups. And the 343 was in the wall, I believe, scratched it up, checked him up. The 4 car had to back off, and that led to the 3 car letting off the gas, and the 8 car just coming right into him. Dusty Burkhart's going to come out with the lead with Russ Hancock, Rick Seabrans, Les Levy, and then the 14, Vince Guerrero, in 5th. Anyone interested? It's still 20-20 in the 4th quarter, 9.5 minutes left. It looks like Kansas City has the ball, and they're starting to drive. So still 9.5 minutes left in the AFC Championship game. Back to this race, though. We're going to be on lap number 20 here shortly. Everyone but Dusty Burkhart coming down for more service. To get some fuel. The expectation for all green flag and long green flag pit stop runs right now not taking shape. Having one caution about every 10 laps so far. We're under our 2nd caution. Both times between the 8 and the 3. Getting ready to go back green here on lap 20. Green flag is out. We're back. Dusty Burkhart leading this group. Rick Seabrans, Les Levy right there as well. Les Levy once again going to the bottom side. He's got nothing to lose. Everyone else on the top, but then there's Dana Osborne in the back, losing valuable time. Down the backstretch they go. Or down the front stretch towards the tri-oval. Dusty Burkhart, Rick Sebrin's gonna be contented there. Paul Servant coming on the bottom side now. After Les got pushed back a little bit, Paul's gonna give it a shot. See Paul and Les Levy working there on the backside and on the bottom side underneath Cody Nagels. Still leading as we come up on lap number 23 now. Paul Servant, Les Levy working back there. David Overstreet and Dana Osborne working to catch that draft. They're 2.5 seconds back of the leaders. So they're hoping to catch back up to this lead group. They're 3 wide at the back. Paul Servant, Les Levy. Oh no, let's get back to 2 wide. They're actually going to go single file now. Come off of turn number 4. Kind of wishy-washy there. Vince Guerrero now up into 3rd. And Paul has been involved in 2 accidents, net 3 Oreos. He's been snake bitten a lot in these chases. This is his 9th chase here. I think he's been in every single chase we've had thus far. Tends to get snake bitten one way or another, so. Falls, got a little momentum behind Anderson, slipped right back down to the low side. Les Levy says, I'm going to put you in the middle. I think Paul will probably just slide back and get behind Cody Nagels at this point. No need to go 3 wide, 24 laps in. Actually, Les lost momentum, had to go down that bottom side. He's going to get behind the 3 and a 6. Up front, it's that 69 and the 4. Dusty Burkhart working pretty well with that 4. Here on lap number 25. Still 55 laps remaining here at Daytona NSRA Sunday Select Season number 9 Championship here on Victory Lane Broadcasting. Thanks for joining us. And others. Things on you could be watching. That football game is still out there. So, thank you for joining us tonight. Single file right now, these guys. Lap number 26 right now. Les Levy continues to try his hardest to get that low line working. He's just out there having a good time. Appreciate Les showing up for these races. got these top 8 guys, all single file. You got a couple guys, a couple seconds back. David Over, these top 9 here, front to nose to tail. David Overstreet and Dana Osborne have lost the draft. They're 4.5 seconds back. You see them right there on the very edge of your screen. They're about less than a quarter a lap behind these guys, so they can catch up pretty quickly if there's a little bit of a checkup here with these guys. But no hope is lost for them. They'll be all right. We've had some cautions, so it'll be fine. See him back there trying to work. Dana trying to stay in behind a 46, but he's having a tough time of it. Right now, our championship contenders, Vince Guerrero in 3rd, Mark Mann in 5th, Cody Nagels in 7th, Paul Servant's in 9th. They're all very much alive, all in this lead pack. Right now, they're looking to just log laps right now, get closer to the end. They've been out there for 10 laps since the last time down pit road, so they have about 9 laps until they'll be forced to pit. David Overstreet still, and Dana Osborne still only about 4.5 seconds back, so they're not losing a bunch of time. They're doing all right out there. Been a fun season for us here on NSRA Sunday Select. We switched over to the next gen cars. Some of these guys are out here racing. You'll see iRacing takes care of these Daytona 500 runs coming up. They're going to be racing in these next gen cars, so this is good practice for them all season long at Talladega and Daytona. Kind of get a feel for how these cars drive, what they've been working on. You know, it's good to get an idea for the momentum shifts, how this thing handles, when you need tires, when you don't need tires. So good to see some NSRA drivers out there for these iRacing 500s that are going to come up here in the next week or two as the NASCAR season gets ready to set to go. Actually, next weekend they'll be in LA for that dash race or whatever, the clash at the Coliseum. $32 laps now here at Daytona. We're under the lights for our season number 9 championship. Who will take it? Will the 14 of Vince Guerrero, maybe the 04 of Mark Mann will have a second championship under his belt? Or will Cody Nagels or Paul Servant come back and take this thing? Paul's been battered and bruised already today, but he's doing a great job staying in the fight right now in 8th. Everyone content just to stay behind Dusty and let him lead in that Tennessee Vols car. Get a little pub time for that 69. Top 9 right there. You see him riding around that preferred line up towards right above that white line or right on the white line. A little bit of a gap there between Rick Seabrans and Vince Guerrero. No big deals. These guys just checking out. 343, a little loose there out of 4th. They see Rick kind of jet his car out, just cooling it down. These things get hot. They will pop quick. Let's say we're about 5 laps or so away from pit stops. See Russ Hancock in that yellow and black 343. Russ is a first responder. Always like to thank Russ for his time and help that he does the general public out there. It's always a good thing when the 343 can race with us. These guys start coming down towards that yellow line. We'll know we are closer. You see the 14 come down a little bit. He may be trying to set himself up with his partner in crime, that 6, Cody Nagels, and the 32 of Brian Anderson. That's exactly what he did. He let the 343 and the 4 go. And now he's right in front of Brian Anderson with Cody Nagels right behind him. "36 laps down." Still the top 9, just single file. Overstreet, 6.5 seconds back as Dana Osborne's come into the pits. He's come back out, but he will. These guys stay out for about 4 more laps. I'm sure they should catch Dana in that 8 car and put him a lap down. There you see Dana out in the distance. These guys will chop him up quickly as they keep going. Lap number 37, we're a couple laps away. Green flag pit stops here. Here comes Dusty Burkhart down the pits. Again, Dusty didn't pit that second time for more fuel. He's coming down all by himself. That gives the lead to Rick Seabrans. These guys are all on the bottom. They're going to be coming in, maybe. The 14, the 32, and the 6 may try to stay out. Same with Rick or Paul Servant in the 3 car. So the 4, and you're going to have 2 distinct groups here. The 4, the 344, the 04, and the 62 are all going to work together. And they're going to come into the pits this time. No, they're going to stay out. 1 more lap. Mark Mann a little high in front of Paul. These guys have got to make it work. I think they were slowing down for the pits, and it's going to give that top line a little bit of an edge as they're going to work their way around Rick Seabrans and company. As we get closer and closer to the halfway point here on lap number 39. Now we'll see if everyone comes down or everyone's down on the yellow. Here comes this lead group. 343's trying to stop. He's got to light him up almost. So the 4 to 04, 343, and a 62 all down pit road. Mark Mann, the only championship contender in this group, is going to get some fuel. And left side tires for Seabrins and Hancock. And for Les Levy, Mark's just going to get gas, and he's out of there. He's going to make up a couple positions. Make up 3. Les, a little bit of a slower stop. Needs to get up there to catch these guys. Here comes the 14, the 6, the 32, and the 3 coming down pit road. All in unison. Let's see what these guys take on. The 14 and the 6 up towards the front for pit stalls. Cody a little slow there. They're going to get left side tires. The 32 and the 14 are. So does Cody. All Servants get gas only. Cody with a slow pit stop there. As they get going. Brian Anderson way out in front of everybody. 9.3 pit stop time. Russ Hancock, your leader off of the pit roads for the other group, but he's all by himself. 1.7 seconds back, Les Levy. And then a couple seconds back of that, Seabrins and Mann. So they are all spread out. That does not bode well at all for that 04. He needs to get going. So the group with the BK Anderson, Brian Anderson, Vince Guerrero, Paul Servant, and Cody Nagels should have a huge advantage and are really going to separate themselves from the next 4. Russ Hancock, 4 seconds back. He's going to slide back even further, probably up to Les Levy. Now we have 2 groups. As you see on the track monitor right there, they're all spread out. Russ Hancock and Les Levy will be hooked up pretty soon. They're going to get together with the 4 and the 04, no doubt. See, Rick Seabrins goes back to Mark Mann. They're going to get hooked up. And they'll come get the checkered flag, number 62, Ricky Bobby and Les Levy. And then they'll get with the 343. See Russ kind of slowing down there. Waiting for these 3 to join on up. Les gonna hook on the back of the Mark Mann. Did he slow down too much? They may have to slow down just a bit to catch him. Nope, looks like he's got him. And then there's Russ Hancock, who will let them go right around him. Mark and Les have got to hook up and get going. Dusty Burkhardt, who was our leader before pit stop cycle, he went in all by himself, sits in 9th place now. He is 9 seconds back of this group. So he's got a big gap to go. In fact, Dana Osborne's catching him. David Overstreet back there too. David's in 11th position. He's 18 seconds back of this group. So some of those guys lost the draft and have not recovered. We haven't had a caution in 25 laps or so they can't catch up to this lead group. They're hoping for a caution so they don't go to a lap down, but right now they're about half a lap behind the leaders, so they're good for a while as long as they stay in kind of groups. Right now, Rick Seabrins' group about 9 seconds back of that lead 4 of Brian Anderson, Vince Guerrero, Paul Servant, and the 6th of Cody Nagel. So 3 of the 4 championship contenders right there. Vince Guerrero sliding it down low. He's going to get in front of Brian Anderson. Try to cool his car off and also just to lead a few laps, spread the fuel load out. As if you're leading these races, you are using the most fuel out of anyone in these packs. Rick Seabrans and company are making up ground. They're under 8 seconds behind now from these guys. It was 9. So they're making up ground slowly but surely. They just got to stay together and stay in the line. For those wondering if 1 minute left in that AFC Championship game, still 20-20. Cincinnati has the ball, and right now they're on their 33-yard line, trying to drive. As Vince Guerrero takes these guys around, leading this race, getting close to lap number 50. Seabrans and company, a little under 8 seconds back. Rick Seabrans, Mark Mann, Russ Hancock, Les Levy there. Yellow flag is out. Under yellow, the 69 and the 8 make contact. See what happened here between these guys. He just sawed his back end. You just can't saw the back ends like that. Watch him saw the back end right there. It's hard. It's the caution that everyone needs, though. You just hope you can drive around in front of the leaders. Although it looks like Dusty did lose a lap there. So to group this field up, they'll all get some fresh tires, maybe. Fill that thing up with fuel. And get ready to race these last 28 laps or so. Everyone's going to go down for fuel and tires. Ooh, Russ overshoots it. We're under yellow, though, so that should be all right. Not a huge field. He should be no problems at all. Our guy's getting 4 tires under this caution for the last set of this race. Gonna go green here. It looks like probably on lap number 52. Mark Mann's gonna lead these guys to green. Everyone came back down. Got themselves situated for this last little run. They have 11 cars on the lead lap. Burkhart and Osborne on the lead lap, so 11 cars out there. Pace car is in. We're getting ready to go back green. Mark Mann gonna lead him. Green flag is out. Mark with a great start. Les Levy right behind him. Everyone single file. Les is gonna slide up to that top line. He's gonna have Paul Servant coming in a hurry. He's gonna give him a heck of a shove. David Overstreet right there as well. Two lines are racing side by side. Got 5 cars on that bottom line. 3 cars now. As other cars slide on up. Dana Osborne back up there. Mark Penn and Paul Servant now getting shoved aside, but that top line is, they go flying by. Dana will go down to the bottom to the yellow side. And then everyone moves up. It's been a struggle for the 8 car tonight. Been involved in all 3 incidents. Paul Servant looking down low. He's going to give his partner another chance, it looks like. He knows he's going to need him at the end of this race. And for the most part, there's 3 distinct kind of crews here. Have you seen the 6 and the 14 have been racing together all season? Add the 32 in there with Brian Anderson. Those 3 work really well together. You have the Paul Servant and Dana Osborne, the 3 and the 8. Those guys will work together till the end. Then you have the rest of the crew. The 62 and the 46 work. They also work with the 4 and the 04. And then Russ Hancock, kind of a free agent out there. He'll work with whoever. We'll see what he does towards the end. Right now, Les Levy out there leading this race. 54 laps complete. Getting ready to start lap 55. See a couple cars flirting with the yellow. Touching that yellow is never a good thing. Really unsettles these cars. David Overstreet, Les Levy. David Overstreet just a couple laps ago was 30 seconds behind the leaders. Here he is in second place, fighting for a win. 26 laps to go. Backed up a little bit back here. Paul Servant, Russ Hancock, Dana Osborne. You ride inside with Vince Guerrero. The 14, the 32, and the 6 are content to stay in the back and ride it out. Still have another green flag pit stop. Still a lot of time left. Now Paul Cervantes with them as they've kind of lost the draft here. I don't think they're too worried. There's 5 cars back to back. They have plenty of time. You know who doesn't have any time left? That's the Bengals. They have been eliminated by the Chiefs, 23-20. Kansas City with a last-second field goal. So, be Chiefs and Eagles. Andy Reid's 2 teams fighting for the next Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Chiefs. So again, these guys not in harm of really falling too far behind. There's too many of them. They're only about a second, 1.4 seconds back. If you're this group of 5 or 6, you want to stay in line as much as possible. Lengthen that out if you can. Les Levy, David Overstreet, you got Dusty Burkhardt in there. Mark Mann, Rick Seabrans, and Russ Hancock. That's your 6 right there. You'd really love to stay nose to tail and just try to extend that lead. Right now it's shrinking. It's almost under a second. As we're at 22 laps to go. The next thing to think about is we're going to short pit probably, I'm going to imagine, is all the cars are one group again. It'll be interesting to see who short pits. Again, you get about 19 laps on green flag for fuel here. So theoretically, you could come in with 19 to go. But with green-white checkered, you might have to build a little bit of buffer in. Someone will come in early. We'll see who it is. One laps to go now. Right now, if it were to stop right now, Mark Mann would be your champion. But we know it never ends that way with these cars on super speedways. Anything can happen. And with one more pit stop, really anything could happen. You just don't want to flub up that pit stop. You don't want to mess it up. You don't want to speed. You don't want to flat spot your tires. You want to get in and get out quickly and efficiently. And you need a group to go with you. You can't go in by yourself. You will get slaughtered time-wise. Coming up to 20 laps to go. Getting closer and closer to that window. Say you're 2 laps away probably from that window. When these guys can come in and take a pit and take a pit stop, get some gas. And you see the 14, the 6, and the 32 up there at the top side. They're thinking they're not coming in for a while. Maybe these guys are coming in. We're going to see if there's any takers. Couple cars staying low here. Go. Nope. Maybe they had second thoughts. I don't know. As David Overstreet slides out in front of Guerrero and goes side by side with the 62. I don't know if that was Dusty Burkhardt slides under the yellow, gets off the track. He's going to rejoin him, but he has lost a ton of time. And he is off the pace. He has really lost the draft now. 19 laps to go. Will there be any takers on the pits now? That top line has all the momentum with David Overstreet. No takers yet. We're still side by side. I really think that window's open now if anyone wants to go. Maybe you give it a couple more laps in case there are some green-white checkered. See what happens is Les Levy has really brought that bottom lane back up. Into turn 3 they go. Les and Mark Mann, Rick Sebrin's right there. David Overstreet slides down. Still no takers. I think everyone's just kind of biding their time right now, just taking it easy. In the back of the pack, Paul Servant and Dana Osborne just sitting back there. Watching everything play out between the two groups. 17 laps to go, so this will be the last pit stop unless we have a caution. And here they come. The 62, the 4, the 04, the 343, and the 46. So this group of 5 coming in. That next group of 5, you probably got to come in the next time around. I don't think there's going to be a caution between now and the end until we get all grouped back together. Les Levy. Gonna get fuel only. Russ Hancock fueling. Mark Mann is out of there. Great jump by Mark Mann. He doesn't want to get too far in front of his crew. As here comes Vince Guerrero around 3 and 4. What will they do? Will they come in? They're going to stay out some more and put some pressure on that other group. They're all back together and lined back up, it looks like. So Guerrero and Nagel stay out there. Paul Servant there with them too. So three of your championship eligible drivers right there. Guerrero, Nagels, and Servant all right there. 1, 3, and 4. As we come in, turn number 3, turn number 4. Will they come in this time? They're going to stay out. They see that group in front of them as a little stretched out. Mark Mann and Rick Sebrin's are together. Les Levy's a little further back, but he's got David Overstreet helping him. And Russ Hancock way a little bit further back, 2.5 seconds. He's losing the draft. He will get gobbled up by that lead group if they stay out. And they're staying out right now with 14 laps to go here at the NSRA Sunday Select Season 9 Championship from Daytona on Victory Lane Broadcasting. The 343 is in no man's land, in between both groups. They're going to stay out for a while now. At this point, you got to stay as long as you can. They can catch that Russ Hancock car, get him to slide in behind him. You'll have 6 cars. That will only do better for the slipstream. See Russ slowing down, letting these guys go around him. Good sportsmanship there. These guys are championship contenders. Let them have the high line, the preferred line. He'll stay down there by the yellow. And he should slot in right behind the 8 car and try to stay with him. I don't know if he'll be able to, though. I believe he's just going to lose that draft as well. Now he's a lap down. 12 laps to go. When will these guys come down to the pits? At this point, they are just making such good headway. The other group is 39 seconds behind them. You kind of see them in the picture there. The 04 leads that group. They're about a quarter lap or less in front of this group. This group is just so hooked up right now, though. They slide down a little bit. Are they coming down now? Vince Guerrero on that 14 Budweiser. Bring them down for some service. We shall see. Here they come. Down pit road they come. Guerrero, Anderson, Servant, Nagels, and Osborne. As Russ Hancock drives down through the tri-oval. Let's see what happens when all is said and done with these pit stops. Go watch Mark Mann, Rick Seabrans, Les Levy, and David Overstreet. They need to get hooked up. They need to go nose to tail. They don't need to be racing side by side. That won't help anyone. They come off the backstretch. Paul Servant's going to lead everyone off pit road. Vince Guerrero in front of him. And we're going to see what happens. They're going to have a decent lead, I'd imagine. As they come off pit road, all nose to tail. That is a fantastic pit stop by those five. They did an awesome job there. And you see the grouping behind them. They just can't stay single file. So this race is between these five right here, quite frankly. I don't know. That's 4.5 seconds. 4-second lead. I don't think the 04 to 4, 62 and the 46 can get there. Well, Paul Servant up there. And if you're Paul Servant, you look at the way the cars are laid out. You have Dana Osborne between the 14 and the 6. Although the 32 and the 6 can work together and go low on Dana. We'll just see what happens. Dana looking. Comes back up. Got 9 laps to go here in season number 9 of the championship race. Right now, Paul Servant looks like the winner. A lot can change, though, in 9 laps here on the super speedway. That group behind Mark Mann's group, you got Mark Mann, Rick Seabrans. They have lost Overstreet and Levy by a ton. Les seems like he's off the gas and just slow. I don't know what happened to Les there. He was having trouble staying with the 4 to 04, so maybe something happened there. Back up front, though, 8 laps to go with here's your lead group of 5. Servant, Guerrero, then Dana Osborne, Cody Nagels, and Brian Anderson. 3 of the 4 right here. Paul Servant, Vince Guerrero, Cody Nagels. 1, 2, and 4. You just know that 8's going to have something to say, and so is the 32. Brian Anderson has helped the 14 and the 6 all race long get up towards the front. Work off the backstretch right now. Right now, Mark Mann and Rick Seabrans 5.5 seconds back and falling. All about green flag pit stops. This crew of 5 were solid on the pits and off the pits. Just awesome. Coming out all together. The other group were splintered. We're all over the place. Just couldn't keep it together. And it cost Mark Mann possibly the championship if we don't get another yellow. They continue to fall 5.5 seconds back now. The question now for Paul and for Vince and everyone is, when do you make your move? You know, you can't make it too soon. You never want to make it too soon, so will Vince wait till the end? The 6 and the 32 are going to have to make a move sooner. And does the 8 car block that move if it happens? Dusty Burkhart in that 69 going down low. He'll go a lap down. You know, Paul Servant has been wanting the championship here in NSRA. One of our most consistent front-running drivers here in this league, and just has failed to win a championship. Getting caught up in incidents, and now he's got his chance. He's got Guerrero right behind him, and he's got his teammate Dana Osborne right there in third. And there's 5 laps, so still some laps to unwind before something happens. Dusty Burkhart's coming up to this group as well. So you're going to have 6 cars here in this lead group. Dusty's a lap down. Everyone else fighting for a win. Four laps to go. Down the backstretch they go. Will it be Servant? Will it be Guerrero? Will it be Nagels? A lot can happen here in 4 laps. 6 and the 32 have got to be thinking of a way. At this point, you're teammates, but you're not. You want to win a championship. 3 laps to go. Still wonder if it's too soon to go if you're the 6. I think the 69 will go with you. He's just there for the ride. You see lap traffic coming up. Russ Hancock in that 343 is coming. Should be able to get around him by around the start-finish line. We got 2 laps to go when we go by next time. A little bit of a gap between the 14 and the 3, but they get back together. 2 laps at the start-finish line. Here we go. About time for maybe that 6 car to think about it. Getting close. Again, does the 8 car block? And you have the 343 who you're lapping who might cause a problem for you. Maybe you need to wait to get around him. Paul Servant less than 2 laps away from his first ever Season 9 championship. Here comes Dana. Nope, he's going to slide down low, but work his way right back behind the 14. Down to turn number 3. Here goes Vince Guerrero down low. He's got Nagels with him. Dana's going to slide in right behind the 3 car. Here they go. It's 3 on 2, though. Never works. Dusty's going to go up there with Paul. We'll see what happens. White flag is out. Last lap here. Dana pushing Paul to the lead still. Paul barely leads. You got Guerrero, Nagels, Brian Anderson down on the bottom. Dana needs to get up there with the 3 car. Dusty needs to get up there. Here comes Russ Hancock too. He'll be able to help. Now you have 4 cars being on the top line. Paul still leads a little bit over Guerrero. Guerrero trying to side draft with the 8. Just can't make it happen. Does Paul have enough to claim this victory? Oh, Dana gets into him. Paul crashes. Nagels stays up. Cody Nagels is going to win this after the incident in turn 3 and 4. Cody Nagels is your Season 9 champion here for the NSRA Sunday Select. Vince Guerrero in second. Mark Mano's going to finish up in 4th. Holy mackerel. Paul Servant looked like he had it again. No, sir. Let's see what happened here. We'll go back to this again. This Getting pushed by the 8 for all he's worth, and Dana just gets down into the 14, and that puts Paul there. And Paul Servant not going to be a happy man. No fun at all. Cody Nagels is your champion this season. What a finish for Cody. He's been strong all season long. As he wins, Brian Anderson in second, Vince Guerrero in third. So those teammates all work so well together. Mark Mann comes in fourth. Rick Sebrin's right there in fifth. Dana Osborne in sixth. Overstreet in seventh. Servant in eighth. Les Levy in ninth. Burkhart, Hancock, and Connors round out the top 12. We'll be right back. We're going to get Cody up here and have a few words with him, and we'll be right back, though. All right, I'm back here with our season champion, Cody Nagels. Cody, great win. Hate to see how that finished, man, but talk about that last lap.
To be honest with you, the only thing that was on my mind was to be a good teammate to a guy who has been very selfless for me time and time again. I have nothing but good things to say about really all four of the championship contenders there, but Vince has been my right-hand man across many leagues since I've got into iRacing over the last couple years. Give me just a second here.
Okay, no problem.
I really wanted to repay. I've won a couple titles before this, and Vince has been very, very crucial in those. So I seen how everything was playing out on the last few laps, and I said, Vince, you have me. Don't worry about me. Just focus on hitting your marks. I'm gonna be your pusher. And we already had that squared away, and I haven't had a chance to look at that wreck to see what happened. I just seen there was a wreck in front of me, and my heart shattered. It's a championship for me, but I wanted my teammate to have it. So Vince, I know you're out there listening somewhere, man. I'm going to get you one. I promise you that. You have my word. I wanted it to be this one, and I thought it was going to be this one, but I guess it was just circumstances that put me in the position I was in. So I'll accept the championship, but as from a teammate to another teammate, I wanted it to go to him. He was the one that was in position to win it. Him and Paul were, so I didn't want to win it this way.
Well, you mean nothing that you did out there. It looked like the 8 just got loose, pushing Paul, and slid into Vince a little bit, and that just caused all that stuff at the end. I mean, all season, you and when Vince joined us, you guys were so strong. You guys were, and you guys were kind of using the series kind of as a tester before the Daytona 500 runs come up, correct?
Yeah, we got the Daytona 500 officials as well as the Podium 500, and I like the next gens, but Vicente's not too big on the next gen, so I was like, let's go in here and try to practice a little bit, especially with the teamwork aspect. Just team building, learning the next gens, and just learning fuel strategy too, because there is a lot of strategy that plays into NSRA. So we were using this just to test the waters with a few things, and I was anticipating that the field was going to try to undercut, which they did. And I said, guys, do we trust our pushing ability? Everyone immediately said yes. So I said, let's just run this out. If we think we're faster than the pack, let's run it to the very end and see where it puts us.
Well, your pit stop was classic. I mean, All 5 of you came on nose to tail. All 5 of you came back on the track nose to tail. And that other group was so splintered, you guys just cruised through and just got a huge lead.
I have nothing but good things to say about Dana and Paul too. We've been running with them guys off and on this entire season, and obviously we weren't able to get into TeamSpeak, so everyone just jumped in Discord real quick, and we weren't able to get connected with them. But we've been working with them guys this whole season, so I was prepared for to just work with them to get down to the last lap, and then hey, let's duke it out between in amongst ourselves because R3 and Dana, Paul, and Holloway's another one. We've got good chemistry with them guys. So championship pit stop, it come down to the end of the race, the money stop, and all 5 of us were lockstep with each other, and all 5 of us nailed it. So I didn't expect any less. We bet on ourselves, and this is what happened. So I know the finish wasn't the best, but that's racing at the end of the day, unfortunately.
Exactly. Well, man, it has been great to see you out here this season. Always great to see Cody Nagels in that 6 car and Vince out there. And when Brian Anderson shows up, you guys are so hard to beat. It's always a good thing here at NSRA. I love to see that. And good job on the Season 9 championship. And you've been up front all season. I've called your name all season. I know I used to call it wrong. I think I call it right now. I don't know.
Yeah, you're fine now, man. I'm new to NSRA, so it's totally fine. And I don't know. I run with a lot of the same guys throughout the week, and NSRA is like a breath of fresh air. So I'm really hoping that we get a season 10 and we can do some recruiting because the base that we have here is solid. We get the same group of guys that show up every week, and before like the final few races, we were solidly getting 20, sometimes 25. So if we can get them guys back now for the start of a new season, hopefully we can get it renewed, get everyone back together, and I look forward to this. So
sounds good. Yeah, we'll get out there, race a little bit on these super speedways, and have a good time.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate everything you've done calling this season 2 up in the booth.
No problem. Hey, before we go, anyone that you want to give a shout out to or thank as the champion?
Of course, I got to thank you, Victory Lane Broadcasting, for doing a fantastic job up in the booth all season. Dana and Paul, guys, and Holloway, I've been working with you guys for a majority of this season. Hats off to you guys. You guys are top-notch competitors. I have enjoyed it all season running with you guys. And last but certainly not least, my two main teammates, man, BK Anderson and Vicente Guerrero. I love you guys. It's been a great season. I wish that I could have capped it off for my teammate. Unfortunately, I'm the one sitting here. I say unfortunately. I'm happy for myself. I'm not happy for Vince. So we'll just leave it at that. But it still was a great season, and I'll be back for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the championship. You win the race, you win the championship. It's all good, man. I love having you in NSRA, and we'll take a little time off, we'll regroup for season 10, and definitely go back out there and race again here on these super speedways.
Absolutely, and we'll see you in season 10. Thank you again.
All right, Cody, congratulations. All right, there's Cody Nagels, our season 10 champion. Cody wins it with a great team effort here. All of his team 1, 2, and 3. Nagels in first, Anderson second, Guerrero in third. You heard him. He wanted to push the 14, but the 14 got caught up in that incident. That stinks for everybody, but that's super speedway racing. You never know what could happen. I want to thank you all for joining me here for season 9 as I broadcast it. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Still kind of learning. Hopefully next season we go out there, season 10, be much better, a little cleaner. Maybe I'll even race a little bit. We'll see. But in any effect, thanks for joining us here at Victory Lane Broadcasting. It's been a great season number 9. Cody Nagels and that 6th car year champion. Great to see him do that. Go out there and watch Cody in the Podium 500, the Daytona 500 on iRacing. It'll be out there on YouTube. Go check them out. Him and Vince and Anderson, I'm sure they'll all be out there. They'll be cruising. Hopefully they can get a win. We'd love that. Everyone else, have a great year. We'll see y'all in the